as a group, the way they've supported one another, and to go undefeated, win 11 SEC games and win the national championship and beat two fine teams in Notre Dame and Ohio State. I can't tell you how proud I am of that. And we, a lot of guys, played not absolutely 100% because we were pretty beat up, but showed a lot of guts and a lot of grit out there in terms of the way they competed and the way they performed. I think it was a fantastic offensive performance by Mac and Smitty and the whole group. The offensive line has done a great job all year long. So really just can't say enough and can't really put it into words in terms of how proud I am of this group, this team, because they are the ultimate team.
We'll take our first question from Dennis Dodd.
Nick, congratulations. I know you don't like to compare teams, but both of your undefeated teams really different offensively, at least, and probably defensively. I wonder if you could compare the two and what it's like now to have another undefeated team.
Well, I think especially in this year, with all the disruptions, no spring practice, really no summer ball of all or any sort to develop players, no games where you could play other players and develop players on the team. I think this is based on the circumstances. This team has really accomplished a lot to be able to do what they did. We have great leadership on this team, really good players that are the best people on the team. And I think it's always fun to coach when the best players on your team are the best people. And the other undefeated team we had great people, had great players, and they were a great team too. I think ball has changed. It's a little more wide open, a little more spread. And, this team has adapted, and we've changed with it. Our coaches did an outstanding job with this team all year long. And I'm just proud of our whole organization and everybody who contributes to it for what we're able to accomplish.
Take our next question from Lane Higgins.
Congratulations, Saban. I wanted to ask about Smitty and Nezzy, who are two of your players that set single-season records for receiving and rushing yards, and it seems like their performance this year is largely a product of kind of your shift in offensive scheme in the last few years. So I was wondering if you could kind of explain how much of a difference you think your change in philosophy played in, getting those two players to have the games that they did and the seasons that they did.
Well, I think it had a significant difference. We've gradually changed through the years to be more spread-oriented, but still keep pro-style drop-back concepts with, our offense, legitimate play-action passes. So this whole sort of blend of all these things and creating balance to be able to run, make explosive plays with play-action passes that complement the runs and be able to throw RPOs to, count people in the box a lot. We threw a lot of RPOs tonight on a lot of those slants and glances, and they had 8 guys in the box or one more than we could block, and you're one-on-one with the corner. So Mac does a great job of executing it. Smitty obviously had a great half, and Najee has played well all year long and had some tough yards to get out there tonight. We knew it would be tough running against these guys the way they play, and we knew we'd have to throw the ball to win, and we did it effectively.
Next to John Zimmer.
Yeah, Nick, what kind of job did Sark do finding a way to get playmakers in position to always to make plays?
Well, I think he's done a fabulous job.
Always get open.
Yeah, he's done a fabulous job all year long. He's got a great plan, does a great job preparing the players, and does a really good job of calling the game. And, knows what the other team is doing, knows how to attack it, knows where to put the players to put them in position to be able to make those plays against what the other team is doing. And he's just done a fantastic job this year. I can't even tell you, um, can't even put it into words what a great job he's done and how much confidence the players have, in the plan and the execution. And he's really helped Mac as well. I think Mac had a phenomenal year. So our offense was really the key to the success of this team. We weren't, we're an okay defensive team, not a great defensive team. We played well enough and got enough stops, but the offense was dynamic, and that's what made the difference.
Take our next question from Michael Casagrande.
Yeah, just wondering, you had a couple teams that 2016, 2018 came close to winning, going undefeated, finishing the job. This team actually did it. What's the legacy, do you think, of this team that was able to finish the undefeated season?
Well, to me, this team accomplished more almost than any team. No disrespect to any other teams that we had or any championship teams, but this team won 11 SEC games. No other team has done that. They won the SEC and went undefeated in the SEC. And then they beat two great teams in the playoffs with no real break in between. This is our fifth game in a row, from LSU to Arkansas to Florida to Notre Dame to here, and played 13 games and went undefeated. With all the disruptions that we had in this season, I think there's quite a bit to write about when it comes to the legacy of a team.
Take our next question from Bill Bender.
Coach, you touched on it, but I mean, what does it mean, one, to have guys like Mac, Jalen, even Landon at the end got through you were out, and the second part, for you were asked about Bear Bryant afterward. I mean, what does it mean to you to continually be compared to coach a legacy?
Well, I don't think anybody really compares to Coach Bryant. In the era that he coached and the era that he won, he won a lot of different ways. He won throwing it, he won running a wishbone, he won it running conventional, offensive formations, and his legacy lasted, over a long, long period of time. And we all have to adjust with the times. Obviously, things are a little different now. The challenges are a little bit different with this, the spread offense and the things that make it more difficult, I think, to play good defense in this day and age. But I think Coach Bryant is, sort of in a class of his own in terms of what he was able to accomplish, what his record is, and the longevity that he had and the tradition that he established. If it wasn't for Coach Bryant, we would never be able to do what we did. I mean, he's the one that made Alabama and the tradition at Alabama a place where lots of players wanted to come, and we've been able to build on that with great support. And his family has always supported us in a tremendous way that has helped us have the success that we have. But that tradition that he established, that's a big part of that.
Take our next question from Andrew.
I can't hear.
Can't hear.
Andrea, we can't hear you, so let's get that fixed, and we will transition to Mike Rodak.
Nick, how difficult was it to see Devontae go down in the second half there, just after the season that he's had, and how is he doing as far as his hand after the game?
Well, he really dislocated his finger. And I told somebody after the game, I said, "You're the only player that I know that missed a whole half because of your finger." Just kidding. But they couldn't get it to. It was dislocated, and they couldn't get it back in. And if they'd have got it back in, he would have been fine. And he actually wanted to go in and play, and we just didn't allow him to. But he's a great competitor. I heard somebody say he set some kind of record in the first half of the game. Heavens knows what he'd have done if he'd have played the whole game. But you're talking about the ultimate warrior and the ultimate competitor, and I'm so happy for him that he was recognized as the best player in college football, because I don't think anybody's done more for their team than he has for our team.
Coach, thank you for your time tonight. We appreciate it. And again, congratulations on the national title.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
Headed to the field real quick, and we'll talk to Van Pelt.
We're gonna hold one of the Wisconsin
Say, who's
players.
next? Mac, yeah.
Tonight.
Okay. Does he want to wait in here, or he can wait outside? Either one. Go ahead. You can stand in there.
Can one of y'all pull this for me so it can be tighter?
Tighter?
Yeah.